Merhaba sevgili seyirciler, ben Serkan Aşkan ve Amerika'da yaşıyoruz'a hoş geldiniz. Bugün ilk İngilizce programımızı çekeceğiz. Prof.Dr.KentErickson programımızda ve hiç beklemeden başlayalım programa. Professor Erickson, how are you?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's so good to see you again. You've been on the show 3 times now,
Right.
and we really want to thank you and appreciate all the information you've been giving us. So today you wanted to talk about myths in the coronavirus, right?
Since the corona started, we've been seeing so many different things on social media. And now people are being locked down and staying home, obviously. The only social connection is the digital way. And everybody's looking at their different social media, and everybody thinks that they got some information, need to share with the loved ones. They don't think too much about it and just forward. So I had one of my patients came to our hospital's emergency room last week. It was a fairly elderly gentleman that had a stroke. So when I went ahead and talked to him and find out what's happening, the reality is that he saw the one of the forwarded messages, which says, if you're taking ACE inhibitor type of blood pressure pill, don't take it because it might actually make you more vulnerable to the coronavirus and the COVID. At the very beginning of the disease stage, that we saw these messages all around the internet, and then later on, actually, the CDC and some of the other health authorities made an announcement that do not stop anybody's blood pressure pill, do not change anybody's blood pressure pill. This is not proven, this is not true, and even later we find out that actually there might be a protective component of this medication. So it's definitely not making corona to get in your lungs easier. Actually, it's the other way around, that it might be maybe protecting you because it blocks those ACE cells in your lung tissues. Obviously, we're not going to put anybody on the blood pressure pill to protect them, if they don't have a blood pressure problem. But please do not stop or change your pills without asking your doctor. So this is what this guy did. He stopped his pill, didn't call me or anybody, and then in a couple of days, of course, his blood pressure was off the roof and hit the stroke and ended up in the emergency room. Another one was also going around. I was talking to one of my friends. He sprained his ankle, and I said, well, you might want to take some Motrin, Advil, some Ibuprofen. He was like, oh, no, I can't. Why not? Well, it makes the corona to pass over you easier. I'm like, what? And that has nothing to do with the corona, okay? And the Motrin, what are you talking about? Oh, I've seen on Facebook, it says if you're taking anti-inflammatory pills, it might make corona to... I'm like, no, stop. There, that is not true. It's actually, again, the other way around. Actually, there's an inflammatory process in the lungs because of the corona. That's what the COVID disease, and anti-inflammatories are actually helpful. So you're not going to treat yourself with that, but it's not going to hurt you. And same thing with the aspirin. That was another one that circled around the net saying that, hey, don't take any kind of, aspirin. You might make the corona passage a lot easier. It's going to hurt you, this and that. And then we find out in the ICU, lots of people is having some clotting problems and, blood clots here and there, and let alone the aspirin, we're giving them the big guns of the blood thinners and stuff. So aspirin is definitely not dangerous for corona. If you don't need it, obviously don't take it. So always need to ask your doctor about, hey, what should I be taking or not taking? But from the corona standpoint, there's nothing wrong with the aspirin. It might even be beneficial. So I really want to clear these up before more people get hurt.
Yeah, I think that's one of the dangers with social media, because one thing picks and it gets spread out. And Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, actually commented saying that we're going to try to take this information down. So what about cough suppressants? Like if you're having a cough, would that be effective if you supposedly might have had the coronavirus?
there is no danger with that either. So if you look in the pathophysiology, the mechanism of disease, how it works. So this is the virus goes in your lungs and aggressively attaches itself to the alveoli surface cells, and then tries to make an inflammation there and brings all the edema, the inflammation fighting cells into your lungs. And then obviously with all that fluid coming in there, you kind of drown and not able to breathe. So if you're at that kind of late stage, you're not going to be taking the cough medications at that point anyway. You're going to be in the hospital. And if you're in the early stage, suppressing the cough and not able to cough up the sputum and stuff versus suppressing and not suppressing the cough is really not going to make a whole lot difference. Obviously, many people think that they just have a little bronchitis or cold with the corona. They don't even realize that they have corona because they don't get that kind of severe symptoms. If they take, some cough suppressants in that point, then it's fine. It's okay. I don't think it's going to hurt anybody. And obviously, if you start getting to the later stage where it might hurt you, I'm not able to breathe, I'm coughing my head off, then, you're going to know that you should be in the hospital at that point, and then you'll get a lot more different kind of medications in the hospital. So I don't think that's a big issue in that regard.
So two things that I want to mention. You mentioned inflammation, which, is a symptom of the coronavirus, and anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen tend to help inflammation.
Right.
But there is no correlation between, like, if a person had a fever or had mild symptoms, he wasn't quite sure that he had corona, but he had a slight fever, let's say 99.9, right? Would he be able to take kind of like an anti-inflammatory like ibuprofen or Tylenol?
Obviously, your first to-go medication is the paracetamol, the Tylenol. But obviously, it's okay to take the other anti-inflammatories as well. So there's no problem with that. And another one that I just remembered now that I hit another comment online stating that don't take vitamin C or don't take any multivitamins because, this virus will replicate itself in your body. So the stronger body you have, the stronger virus you will be producing. So I'm not going to answer too much on this one. I'm just going to say what they are doing in the hospitals nowadays. So it's not a very common practice to do this, but they are giving IV vitamin C, and we consider like a 2 gram a large dose if you're taking by mouth, oral medication at home. In the hospital, they are giving from 4 gram to 10 gram IV vitamin C daily to these corona patients. So that's my 2 cents for that.
Let me ask you this: a person that's looking for information, especially credible information, right? Where should they turn to? Should they call their primary care physicians? Should they contact you or the CDC, or what's the best answer for people who are looking for answers? Because I think a lot of the misinformation that comes on social media is because people are in panic mode, and when people are in panic mode, they see something on like a not so credible website, and then they just forwarded it to all their friends, and before you know it, that information kind of spreads like wildfire, if you will.
Exactly. So I want to start the campaign of Ask Your Doctor campaign. So anything that you heard, that's why you have the professionals for. So even when we look at internet for some information, we have subscription sites, or we have some user ID password protected medical sites that we use. Google either tries to sell you something or it says everything is cancer. So I don't get very much information other than that too from Google. Sometimes I even think about putting on my business card Google corrector, because I have so many people coming with these incorrect informations, and I end up spending more time to correct those. I think the best thing is asking a real doctor, because when you have a weird noise in your car, you go to mechanic, right? You don't go to your grocery store and ask them, or you don't try to look at internet. You would try, but most of the time you can't really figure it out. And so I think the best thing is asking the doctor.
I would absolutely agree with you. If you look at something online, it's probably going to end up being a lot worse than what you have, because, WebMD does not work miracles.
And there are so many contradicting informations. Most people will get more puzzled after they Googled things, and then they end up with more questions after the research. So it's really not fruitful.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for your time. We're going to do a short show today. This was a short show, but these are the myths that are going on around right now. So make sure you check with your doctor. Check with, you can email Dr. Erickson. We'll have the link below. And talk to somebody in the professional field. Don't just go to your local Walgreens, and we'll go to your CVS and look it up on Facebook, because that'll get you into trouble. Well, thank you guys for watching.